Hello! So throughout this video I will be diving into how esports tournaments function behind the scenes, and I will be examining the importance of rules, structures and competitive integrity, which I believe is the foundation of fair play. To do this I will be looking at two very different events. I'll be looking at VCT, which is the Valorant main championship, a global pro tournament, and then I'll also be comparing that to London Lock-In, which is a smaller grassroots event. First of all, let's begin with the concept of competitive integrity. This refers to the systems and practices that ensure all players compete on a level playing field. It's what transformed video games from casual play into a legitimate competitive environment, which we know as esports. At the professional level, tournament organisers implement strict rules and monitoring systems to prevent cheating and ensure fairness. For example, many environments are held in LAN environments, which reduce internet-related issues, typically, and eliminate the risk of players gaining unfair advantages through external tools or softwares. Typically, whether a tournament be held either online or on LAN, anti-cheat software is deployed to monitor gameplay in real time. For Valorant, this is present through the use of Valorant Vanguard. Now, these tools are absolutely essential to detect suspicious activity and flag unauthorized behavior. Now, this is crucial to maintaining trust among players, spectators, and sponsors. In short, competitive integrity is not just about stopping cheaters, it's about ensuring everyone abides by the same expectations, so the competition is fair, transparent, and respected. Now that we understand why integrity matters, let's look at how tournaments are structured to support it. Tournament formats dictate how teams advance through a competition and are designed to be both fair and engaging. Here are a few key types. We've got round robin, single elimination, double elimination, and a Swiss system. But why does this matter? Because structured formats and rules help teams prepare, reduce disputes, and provide spectators with predictable, enjoyable content. But moving on from that, structure goes beyond brackets. Organisers also enforce rules on substitutions, match duration, pause timeouts, and even coach communication. Now, these policies are there to ensure consistency across all matches. So, just to clear the air, Valorant is a tactical first-person shooter where 2 teams of 5 compete to plant or defuse a bomb in a designated area. Players get to choose from a roster of unique agents, each with their own abilities, and must use precise gunplay and strategy to beat the opposing team. Now, with that having been clarified, let's examine how this works in practice with VCT, which is Riot Games, the publisher, premier annual tournament. Now, this event brings together the best teams in Valorant from all around the world with millions of dollars in prize money and an immense global viewership. Teams qualify through months of regional competitions, ensuring only the most skilled and consistent squads reach the final stage. Matches are held on LAN in front of live audiences and follow designated rules set by Riot Games beforehand. Riot Games have a very long document for their global competition covering everything from match fixing and exploits to violence and drugs and alcohol, including disciplinary actions and sanctions for any and all infringements. In addition to the set of tournament and game rules, there are also codes of conduct, which govern players' behaviour both in and out of game. These standards promote sportsmanship and professionalism, similar to what you'd expect in traditional sports. Now, this is something that I think Riot Games does quite well at. I think a major part as to why VCT and Riot Games itself is as successful as it is down to enforcing integrity through these structured formats, clear penalties, and professional oversight. Riot builds trust in their competition. That trust is what attracts sponsors, engages fans, and legitimizes the game as a professional sport, which, as mentioned earlier, is the environment we now know as esports. But how does this compare to the grassroots scene? So, London Lock-In is a grassroots university level tournament hosted at the Rebel Gaming Sphere by students from the College of Esports and Royal Holloway. It featured 4 university Valorant teams, but the scale didn't mean a lack of structure. The organisers implemented a defined double elimination bracket system, had predetermined pause regulations and even match admins, mirroring the principles used at the likes of VCT. Now, with these 4 teams, all of the matches were best of 3 with a double elimination bracket. They were played on 2 equal hardware setups, and a best of 5 game was scheduled for the grand final. However, due to venue restrictions with it being a grassroots, this later had to be cut to a best of 3 due to operating time issues, which is unfortunately quite common with the grassroots scenes, as these venues are usually used for free. With London Lock-In, competitive integrity was clearly very, very important. It was prioritised with the use of barriers between the players and the screens, and we had admins on stage to prioritise fairness. Whether global or local, I believe that rules and structure are the bedrock of esports as a whole, and this is because it provides clarity, fairness, professionalism, and trust to everyone involved in the scene. Now, with both Valorant, VCT, and London Lock-In, that competitive integrity isn't optional. It shows that this is essential for growth, the reputation, and the long-term success of any tournament, publisher, and organiser.